Welcome to your favorite channel for learning everything you need for financial success. Let's get started.
All right, let's cut through all the hype. Today, we're building a real, practical roadmap for starting a side business with AI. We're not talking about get-rich-quick schemes here, just a solid guide based on what's actually working for people right now.
This might sound a little dramatic, but it's true. The old playbook of raising a bunch of money, hiring a big team, and scaling slowly, well, that's being completely torn up and rewritten as we speak. There's a new model in town, and it is changing absolutely everything.
I mean, think about that question. A few years ago, this would have sounded like a total fantasy, right? But now it's actually becoming a reality for a whole new type of entrepreneur. The main barrier to growing a business isn't how many people you can hire anymore. It's something else entirely.
And this is that new model. Meet the AI solopreneur. This person isn't just a coder, they're more like an orchestrator. They're taking all these amazing AI tools that already exist and weaving them together into powerful systems that can do the work of entire departments. Marketing, sales, customer support. It lets one person have the output of a much, much larger team.
And look, this is not just some theory. These are real people with real numbers. Take Tony Din. He built a better interface for ChatGPT and pulled in $22,000 in his first week. Or Mark Liu, who launched a bunch of AI startups and hit over 65 grand a month with an insane 91% profit margin. They did this by using AI as the literal backbone of their entire operation.
Okay, so let's get into the blueprint. First, we'll walk through how you can choose a path that actually fits your skills. Then, we're going to break down the real, no-hype economics of how these businesses work. And finally, we'll give you a playbook you can actually go out and use.
All right, so your first big decision. You've got to choose the right model. And this isn't about just chasing the latest trend. It's about being honest about your skills, your resources, and your goals, and matching them to the right business archetype.
So let's break this down. You've basically got three main flavors to choose from. First, you've got the agency model. It's cheap to start, but your growth is kind of tied to your time, at least at first. Then there's the micro SaaS. This has that dream of exponential scale, but it's way harder to pull off. And finally, the authority model, which also scales really well, but hinges completely on your personal brand.
The AI automation agency is, honestly, the smartest place for most people to start. See, you're not selling some piece of software. You're selling a complete solution. You get paid to learn what real businesses are actually struggling with and what they're willing to pay to fix. This gives you cash flow right away. And more importantly, it's like getting paid to do market research.
Now, the micro SaaS, this is the dream for a lot of people, right? Build a software product once and it makes you money while you sleep. But the reality check here is pretty harsh. The market is flooded with apps that are just thin wrappers on top of another AI. To actually win here, you have to find a very specific, super painful problem for a really niche audience and solve it better than anyone else.
So in an age where AI can spit out infinite amounts of generic content, guess what becomes incredibly valuable? Real, human expertise. This model is all about leveraging your unique experience. Your personal brand, built on a foundation of getting actual results, becomes your ultimate defense. It's the one thing no AI can ever replicate.
Okay, let's switch gears and talk about the most important, and maybe the most ignored part of this whole thing, the money. The economics of an AI business are just different from traditional software. And if you ignore this, you're pretty much setting yourself up to fail.
For decades, this was the magic number that built the entire software industry. An 80% gross margin. You write the code once, and the cost to add one more customer is practically zero. It's a beautiful, beautiful business model.
And this is the new reality for a lot of AI native companies. That drop from 80% down to 55%, that is huge. And it's happening because AI has this new kind of variable cost that just didn't exist before.
So what the heck is going on? It all comes down to this idea of unit economics. In the AI world, every single time your app calls an API, it costs you money. Every word generated, every image created, it's like a tiny little transaction. This means the cost to serve a customer is not zero. You have to price your service based on value and usage, not just a flat fee, or you'll have one power user completely wipe out your profits.
All right, so we get the models, we understand the new rules of money. So how do you actually get started? Let's dive into the playbook, the most reliable, no-hype way to get this thing off the ground.
Please, do not start by trying to build a product. Start by offering a service. This forces you to find a real problem that a real person will pay you real money to solve. Once you've manually solved that same exact problem for, say, 5 or 10 clients, you know you've found a repeatable system. Only then should you use AI to turn that proven solution into a product and scale.
And this is a perfect illustration of how finding customers has changed too. Forget about burning through your cash with paid ads. As a solo founder, the smart move is what's called ecosystem growth. You build in public on social media, you integrate your tool into platforms your customers are already using every day, and you show up in online communities to build real trust. These things compound over time and become a durable asset for your business.
So, with all of that in mind, what is the crucial takeaway here? Where do you focus your energy first?
This right here is the #1 mistake people make. They fall in love with the technology. They get obsessed with the AI tool itself, and they totally forget about Business 101. The AI is just a tool. It's an incredibly powerful one for sure, but it's still just a tool. Your focus has to be 100% on solving a painful, expensive, and recurring problem for a customer.
You know, while a lot of people are sitting around debating and over-planning, the AI solopreneurs are out there actually building, shipping, learning, and profiting. The window of opportunity is right now, and the biggest thing holding you back isn't the competition or the tech, it's just getting started.
So I want to leave you with that question. Don't start by asking, what can I build with AI? Start by looking around and asking, what problems do I see every day? The most successful AI businesses are not going to be built by the best technologists. They're going to be built by the sharpest problem finders.
Before we finish, let me give you a few tips. And remember that we upload videos every day.
Hey there, and welcome. So if the thought of debt has been kind of weighing you down, well, you've landed in the right spot. We know how stressful it can be, but getting out of it, it's absolutely 100% achievable. In this explainer, we're going to break down a really clear roadmap to help you finally get that financial freedom starting right now in 2026. So let me just ask you straight up, are you ready to do this? To really leave debt in the rearview mirror? Because making that decision, truly committing to it, that is the most important first step you can possibly take. Let's build a plan to make it happen. All right, here's our game plan. It's 5 simple steps. We'll kick things off with your money mindset, then build a super practical budget. After that, we'll get to know the most important number in your financial life, choose a powerful strategy to really attack that debt, and finally, we'll zoom out to see the big picture. Okay, step 1. And this is so important. Before we even touch a single number, we have to understand the why. Why do we spend the way we do? It all starts with the psychology behind our habits. Because trust me, they are not random. You know, it might sound a little out there, but research from places like the Decision Lab shows a direct, powerful link between our personality traits and how we handle our money. This isn't about being good or bad at this stuff. It's just about understanding your own natural wiring so you can work with it, not fight it. Just think about it for a second. Are you the type of person who's super structured, a planner who tracks every single penny? Or are you maybe more of an optimist, a bit more impulsive, who figures a late fee here or there isn't the end of the world? Recognizing which one sounds more like you is the absolute key to building a system that you'll actually stick with. Okay, so now that we have a little more self-awareness, let's get practical. Step 2 is all about building a simple but really powerful budget. This is how you finally take back control and tell your money exactly where to go instead of scratching your head at the end of the month wondering where it all went. And we're not going to overcomplicate it. We're going to use a really popular, really effective framework, the 50-30-20 rule. It's awesome because it's so simple. You just take your monthly take-home pay, what's left after taxes, and you split it into 3 easy buckets. So here's how that breaks down. 50% of your income, the biggest chunk, goes to your needs. These are the non-negotiables: rent, utilities, groceries, that kind of stuff. Then 30% is for wants. Think dining out, your Netflix subscription, hobbies. And that last 20%? That's your secret weapon. That money goes directly to savings and, for our purposes, aggressively paying down your... Let's make this super real. Let's say your take-home pay is $3,000 a month. With this rule, that means you'd have $1,500 for your needs. You've got $900 for your wants, and you'd have a powerful $600 dedicated specifically to your savings and debt repayment goals every single month. That's the money that's going to turbocharge your journey out of debt. All right, you've got a budget, and you're telling your money where to go. Now let's talk about the single most important number in this whole process, your credit score. Please don't think of it as just a grade. Think of it as a powerful tool, because understanding how it works is absolutely crucial for getting out of debt faster and cheaper. So what even makes up a FICO score? Well, the exact recipe is a secret, but we know the main ingredients. Just look at this chart. A whopping 35% is just your payment history. That literally just means paying your bills on time. Another huge 30% is your debt burden, how much you owe. Together, that's 65% of your entire score. See why your plan is so focused on making payments and knocking down those balances? Knowing what goes into the score helps you improve it. And this chart right here, this shows you what to aim for. Lenders often see anyone with a score under 670 as a bit of a risk, so your goal is to push into that good range and climb from there. A higher score unlocks lower interest rates, and that's the name of the game. It makes paying off debt way faster and way cheaper. Okay, mindset is right, budget is built, and you're watching your score. Now for the fun part, the action phase. We've done all the prep work, and now it is time to choose exactly how you're going to attack that debt head on. Here's a pro move most people never even try. Call your credit card company and just ask for a lower interest rate. Seriously, start with the card you've had the longest. When you call, remind them of your loyalty and your great payment history. If they say no to a permanent change, ask for a temporary one. Don't get discouraged. A little persistence here can save you a ton of money.
Now, when it comes to paying everything down, there are two main proven methods. First, you've got the debt snowball. This is all about psychology. You pay off your smallest debt first, which gives you this quick, amazing motivational win. Then there's the debt avalanche. This one is pure math. You attack your highest interest debt first, which saves you the most money in the long run. There's no wrong answer here. The best choice is simply the one you'll actually stick with.
And that brings us to our final step, seeing the big picture. Because getting out of debt isn't just about making negative numbers disappear from a statement. It's about what you get to do next. It's about opening the door to a truly secure and empowered financial future. This right here is the real prize. Once that high interest debt is finally gone, that $600 a month from our budget example, it doesn't just vanish. It gets a brand new job. You can redirect it straight to your future. For 2026, the IRS limit for 401k contributions is $24,500. Just imagine shifting from stressing about debt payments to aggressively building your retirement. That's the freedom we're talking about.
You know, this whole journey isn't just about paying off balances. It's about becoming more financially savvy overall. For instance, knowing that the 2026 standard deduction for a single filer is $16,100 helps you understand your bigger tax picture. Being in control of your debt frees up so much mental energy to see how all these pieces, savings, investing, taxes, fit together to build real lasting wealth. So let's just quickly recap the game plan. It all starts with understanding your own money personality. From there, you build a simple 50-30-20 budget, keep a close watch on your credit score, and you actually get on the phone to negotiate your rates. Then you pick your attack plan, snowball for motivation or avalanche for math, and you always keep your eye on those big future goals. And there it is, a complete step-by-step roadmap to take back control of your finances this year. But you know, every journey starts with a single step. So the only real question left is, what's your first move going to be?
We upload videos every day. Subscribe and become part of the family. See you tomorrow.